Shalom. Brother Kabab back with another GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostle, El's great millstone, for teaching us his truth according to the Bible and rule well. I know Shalom, the sincere argument throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity and El Shalom. To all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, not just hear the word, but doers as well, you men, women, and children, and hopeful elect. Shalom. All right, and I'm just going to land back off Edo Apostle Ramlab and the other brother Kanak. And, just quick hit. Lord Williams' lesson is edifying, So I'm going to play something that they said here, and we're going to grab some scriptures. And
Right, so it's not the time of mirth. This is the time of reflection. It's the time, of seeking the Lord more and more. It's a time of gathering up as much information and spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to keep us safe in these times.
Yeah, the time of spiritual preparation for the day of the Lord. The time to build up faith.
Yep.
It's a time of suffering.
Yep.
It's a serious time. Well, it's the time of prophecy. It's the time to prophesy, to speak about these evils that are going on in the earth.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So we're going to bring this precept out and see where the lesson goes. This is Romans 13 and 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." All right. That spiritual slumber that, our people are in. All right. And our people consist of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, the Hebrew Israelites, according to the seed line of your father. All right. And we have been scattered amongst all nations. So you're going to have so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians looking like these different nations. Okay. So if your spirit, understands what we're saying through the spirit, and you've been given the gift of faith to believe, hey, look, this message is for you too. All right, it says Romans 13:11. It says that now, and that knowing the time, going back to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, we know what times we're in. We're living in times of the end. Okay, the Bible prophecies are still speaking. We're at the end of Esau, Edom's rulership, the self-proclaimed so-called white man. So we need to be gathering up as much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures as we can, so that we are able to remain stable. Going back to Isaiah 33:6, it says, "In that knowing the time, that now it is high time." You can't put off the Lord, man. Okay, Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, goes into that. All right. It says, "Now is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." Okay? Because remember, the Lord said in Matthew, the 24th chapter, if he doesn't, speed up the time, there's no flesh going to be saved. It says, verse 12, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand." Esau's, Edom's rulership is the night. Okay? Yahushai, the day is at hand. "Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light." We will be putting on this truth, this whole armor, man. All right? I want to get that definition real fast of armor. All right. Hoplon in the Greek, it says, any tool or implement for preparing for a thing, arm used in warfare, weapons, and instrument. Okay? Yeah, we're putting on a spiritual armor to resist the wiles of Satan, man. All right? It says, Romans 13:13, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering or in wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Yeah, because when you fulfill the flesh, all right, it leads you to death. All right, we are a spiritual people because the flesh tells you to go against what the spirit says. All right. Let's grab one. Let's grab another one. Let's go to Ephesians 6. Matter of fact, before I go to this, let's get let's go to Proverbs. All right. This is Proverbs 4, and I'm going to go down to 7. It's Proverbs chapter 4, and I'm sorry, 5. It says, get wisdom, get understanding, for get it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. And love is the keeping of the commandments. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. What's wisdom? The fear of the Lord. Proverbs 1 and 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. The principle is the most important. Therefore, get wisdom, get fear, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Get the understanding behind these things. And the ultimate understanding is a long life. Going back to Proverbs. I'm going to start at 13, jump down. Proverbs 3 and 13 says, happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. So having this fear of how to please the Heavenly Father and obeying is better than having any merchandise of gold or silver. Right? What good is riches when you don't know what to do with it? Okay? That's why King Solomon said, to hell with all that. Just give me the knowledge I need to rule the people. And the Lord blessed him with everything. Verse 15, she is more precious than rubies, and all the things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Here's the point I wanted. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. All right? So now, let's go back. I think that's Ephesians 6. And 10 it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and put on the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. And the physical counterpart of the devil is Esau, Edom. All right. Let's get wiles. It says in the Greek, methodia. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but hey. It says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. All right. And what's the ultimate trickery is the MOTB. All right. As well as many other things that, the jab was one of them. The C-hip is next, man. All right. So we need this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that we are not deceived by the trickery and whatever else he has coming down the pipeline. So Ephesians 6 and 12, it says, I read 11, Slakia. It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles, right, the trickery of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, right? So the war we're at, we don't need carnal weaponry. We need a spiritual weaponry, which is the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which are the words of the Bible. The understanding, how to maneuver, what pleases the Lord. Because the scriptures say, when you please the Lord, your enemies be at peace with you, roughly paraphrasing. The Lord will find a way for your enemies to be at peace with you. All right. So what we need is this spiritual word. Come back to that. Where we at? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4. Go ahead and underline this. This is Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of Yahweh is quick, right? The word, where's the word of Yahweh written at in the scriptures, the Bible? For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints of marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of the heart. That's right. So this word, all right, it cuts deeper than any two-edged sword. It gets down to the soul. And that's what's making these devils not sleep at night. Making them pass all these different unrighteous laws and decrees. And ultimately, what Revelation 12 and 12 is happening. It's happening, man. And things are only going to get worse. And you know, this word also brings out, you know, that what that person is really about. All right. What's going on up there in their minds and their lobs, their hearts. But this is what we need. We don't need AKs. We don't need blinkies. We don't need GUNs. We don't need none of that stuff, man. We need the spiritual armor. So, finish it out. Ephesians 6 and 10 says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right. And these elites, these elite banking families, and the ones we all know about as well, that's tied into it. You know, it's a spiritual fight, which is going to turn carnal. But guess what? The Lord's going to lift up a standard. All right, as it tells you in Daniel 12. At that time, Michael should stand up. The great prince was standing for the children of our people. Yeah, the Lord's going to lift up a standard. Verse 13 says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh. Now, you know, some of these Israelite camps, they have armor on, but they don't have the whole armor. Right? And part of that whole armor is knowing what Revelation 13, all right, is talking about as far as buying and selling. Okay? The MOTB. Either they don't have it, the Lord didn't reveal it to them, or they know it, and they're bought and paid for, all right, by the dark side. Ephesians 6 and 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the fear, right? That ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, because the evil days are here. And each day, you know, we get closer and closer. Each day gets more wicked, more evil. All right? So that's why we got to continue to push forward and keep our mind on the narrow path of righteousness, man. The straight path, and continue to seek the Lord. And gather up as much wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the fear of the Lord as we can along the way. All right, it says, and having done all to stand. Right. So we got, I'm reading 13 again, says Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Right. You want to be able to have done everything you can do to stand, all right, in these latter times. Going makes me think about Luke 21, watching and praying that we may be accounted worthy to escape the things that are coming. Yeah, you're not going to escape the things that are coming if you don't have on this spiritual armor. I'm going to leave off with Isaiah 33. It's Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." NLT, Isaiah 33 and 6. "In that day he will be your sure foundation." Who? Yahweh Shem Shai. "Providing a rich store of salvation, wisdom and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure." And it was just all I have on that. Shalom.